What images need alt text on my website? So alt text stands for alternative text, and the alt attribute is something you add to the image tags in your website's HTML code. And the alternative text provides text descriptions of your website's images. That way you're using this alt text to describe images to people who are unable to see your website's images. So there's two main groups of people who will be unable to see your website's images. The first group are people using assistive technologies like screen readers. They're coming to your website and unable to see the page itself, so they're relying on the screen reader to read the page to them. And the screen reader will read the alt text to help that person understand what's contained in those images. The other group of people or visitors coming to your website who will need alternative text are robots. So Googlebot, for example, will come to your website and they're going to find that there are images, but Google's bots can't necessarily see the image, at least not see the image in the way we see the image. And so they're relying on the alt text as one way to understand what that image contains. So both for accessibility reasons with people using screen readers and for SEO reasons for robots coming to your website, we need to have alt text to describe our website's images. But this is where the question kicks in of what images need alt text and which images do not need alt text. So broadly speaking, there's two kinds of images you're going to find on a website. There's content images and there's decorative images. A content image is an image that's a core part of the website's content. You need to be able to see this image to really understand the page. And in some cases, that image might be what you're coming to the page to see. A classic example of this are images on product pages on e-commerce websites. You need to be able to see images of that product. That's a core part of the page. In a lot of cases, that's one of the things you're really coming to the website to see. You need to see those product images. The other type of image are decorative images. Decorative images are ones that are present on the website but aren't necessarily essential for understanding the website. They're truly added to enhance the design, make the page look a little less boring, a little less empty without that image. Content-based images absolutely need alt text added. If somebody is unable to see this image because they're using a screen reader or it's a robot coming to your website trying to understand it, you need them to see that image. They need that image to understand the nature of the page. Those images should have descriptive alt text. Now, you want to make sure the alt text you add isn't too spammy. You don't want to shove in a ton of keywords in there because that can cause problems both for users. People using screen readers don't want to hear all those unnecessary words. And it can also create problems for Google where it looks like you're maybe trying to spam things. So for content-based images, create an alt text that's a good description of what's included in that image. For decorative images, though, you don't need alternative text. Those can have an empty alt attribute, meaning that the alt attribute on those images is alt equals quote, quote. The reason why you don't want alternative text on decorative images comes down to two main points. If you're thinking about somebody who's coming to your website using a screen reader, they're listening to everything on that page. Those decorative images, those aren't really part of the core content of your website. You don't necessarily need to be able to see those images to understand what's going on. And if somebody were to listen to an alternative text describing that decorative image, would it really help them understand the page, or would all those extra words being read to them just kind of be confusing and get in the way? The more that those words start to get in the way, those words just sort of distract from the main point of the page, then that's going to create a problem for people using screen readers. So you'd want to leave that alternative text out of your code. That way they aren't having to listen to all that unnecessary information. From an SEO standpoint, you also don't want to add alt text to decorative images because you want to signal to Google that those images are simply not that important to your website. A decorative image isn't one that you want ranking in search results. You want people searching for your brand name to find those content-based images, not decorative images. So leaving that alt text off the decorative images would help Google understand which images are less important to rank. Now, there's other things you may need to do as well with decorative images to deter that usage on Google's part, but not using alt text is a part of that. So the bottom line here is you need to step through your website And you need to think about which images are content, which ones are essential for people to see, to understand this page. Those need alt text, hopefully short, descriptive alt text that will really help bots and visitors understand what that image is about. Or is this a decorative image? And if it's a decorative image, then that's not something you need robots or people using screen readers to really see. It's not essential to the page. So you can leave the alt text out of that. If you have questions about working with alt text, other parts of image SEO or technical SEO, please let me know. You can email me at matthew@elementive.com. If you liked this video and like to see more like it from Elementive, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.